Hello, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon. As Gabby said, my name is Vivica Rojo. I use she, her pronouns. I actually just graduated this past June, so I'm now a UCSC alumni, which is very trippy to think about. But thank y'all for being here today. I'm really excited, a little bit nervous, so if y'all could just, have some compassion for me. Um, so yeah, welcome to the time management workshop. Maria, can you change the slide, please? Thank you. So to begin off, I just want to congratulate everybody on beginning your journey at UCSC. I just want to acknowledge y'all's hard work and ability to face adversity during such an intense time period. In the midst of so much uncertainty, I just want y'all to always remember that y'all are intelligent, you're capable, and y'all can do this regardless of what these next few months bring forth. All right, so thank you. So for the agenda, we're gonna do a little intro. I have like some cute videos of the campus that I'm hoping can kind of ground us to it as we are on remote learning. Um, and then next, kind of discussing what is time management, what does that look like for us personally, and then I'll kind of go in more about what it is for me and everything. And then next, talking about how to begin to develop these skills. Now, y'all might already have some tools that you utilize. So I'm not saying that y'all don't already have these things, but kind of just giving more insight into how you can build and improve on them. And then next, understanding the quarter system, since it is fast paced and y'all might be coming from the semester system, kind of just giving an overview of what y'all should expect for that. And then lastly, resources on campus, especially with remote learning. These are now more important than ever. Even though y'all won't be physically on campus, you will still have a bunch of services and resources available to y'all to utilize. Thank you. Okay, so really quickly, I just want to do a little checking in with yourself. If y'all just humor me and do this, so I'm hoping we can all just take three deep breaths. I'll do it with you because I'm obviously a bit nervous. And then after your third breath, kind of just melting into wherever you're sitting, wherever you're standing. Just kind of feel your body, listen to it. I think that we don't often have time to just kind of sit and like see how we're feeling, but this pandemic has really offered that. So when you take these deep breaths, when you really just kind of mount into your seat, what is your body telling you? How are you feeling? Are you feeling calm, relaxed? Maybe you have a lot on your mind, excited because it's Friday, COVID Friday, but still, nevertheless, a Friday. And if y'all are willing to just put like one word in the group chat or two about how you're feeling, I would totally appreciate it just so we can kind of see where we all stand at 11 o'clock on Friday. I understand. Yes. Energized, tired, sleepy, excited, caffeinated. Yeah, I definitely did not drink my coffee. Tender, sleepy, relaxed. Yes, ready. Okay, all right. Thank y'all so much for putting stuff in the group chat. I will be asking periodically just to kind of connect us all to use the group chat. I know speaking out loud can be really nerve wracking. And next, so again, I know that we're on remote learning, but again, y'all are amazing for making it up to this point. And I know that it's really like a bummer that you don't physically get to be on campus. But this pandemic will not last all 4 of your years. Oh, sorry. Can we go to the intro activity? Thank you, Maria. Sorry, Maria's changing the slides for me, so I have to remember to tell her. Um, but yes, so I have some videos. They're just 1 minute long of the campus as like sort of a precursor to your physical college experience. Like I said, this pandemic will not last forever, y'all. So I think it'd be dope just to look at some of the beautiful campus and what y'all have to look forward to. Maria, are you willing to press the first one? Thank you.
Can you hear?
Huh? I'm sorry, what'd you say? Oh, I think you're muted, Maria, so you can't really hear like the. Yay! Wow, yay. The third one's optional. We don't have to play that one. Um, but yeah, y'all, usually the sound is a little bit like I feel like when I hear it, I just put myself back in that setting. I know that might be a little bit difficult for y'all. But the campus is really beautiful and y'all really have something awesome to look forward to when y'all do get there. Thank you, Maria. Can you thank you? All right. So to start off with some statements that I think really speak to time management and why it can be difficult. Some of these may be like some statements that y'all can relate to, and we all can relate to, and that's okay, right? This again really highlights why time management can be a difficult thing. It's hard to like focus, it's hard to not get distracted, especially when all of us are at home starting school. Um, so I'm hoping that this workshop can be an opportunity for y'all to self-reflect on your own time management. And it can assist you in kind of like assessing what strategies are working well for you and what may be more harmful than productive. Overall, it's just like a toolkit for y'all to take away whatever might work best for you. I know it's a lot of information, but yes. So again, I don't have all the answers, and I'm not trying to invalidate the strategies that y'all might currently use. But I am speaking from the standpoint of someone who has just walked the path that y'all are about to start. And so I'm really just throughout the presentation, I'll kind of just be offering my own experiences with time management and the quarter system and such. Alrighty, cool. So, what is time management? Um, as I mentioned before, I'm hoping that we can take this time to just kind of self reflect on ideas around what time management is and what it looks like. I'm hoping we can have like a conversation around what it means for y'all personally and what it looks like for y'all currently. So with that, I know daunting again to speak out loud. So I'm hoping you can either speak out loud or put in the group chat like what has worked for y'all in high school with time management. What has felt a little bit less productive? Yes, those are my questions. Evernote and Google Calendar, yes, definitely Google Calendar. hmm Time blocking and Google Calendar. Listing down things, definitely. Studying at the library, an agenda for stuff. Wow, y'all are great. Using a planner. Wow. A whiteboard. Comprehensive to-do list and prioritizing. Wow, y'all have better time management than me. Having a planner. Yes. Blocking. All right. Yes, definitely. So it seems like y'all already have a lot of ideas and strategies that y'all utilize for time management and kind of just organizing your schedule. Um, so thank y'all so much for sharing. Just get my screen right. Have an idea of what your month and week will look like. Yes. Yes, definitely. So those are all correct. Definitely, I agree. And so going along with that, Maria, if you can put the next slide. Yes. So time management is all about self management. Um, it's all about your individual self, and with that, the world around us, it's ever changing, and things can be really unexpected. Look at with this pandemic, for example, and even with our own personal selves, we're constantly changing. We're human beings, so we might be changing on a daily basis, an hourly basis. Um, and so, despite all these things that you can't control, all these factors, you do have agency around how you can react to these things and navigate these things, especially as y'all begin your first quarter, which will be at home. Y'all may be having to learn how to navigate your families while juggling your school schedule and any other commitments you might have. But despite all of this, I really want to illuminate the agency aspect in all of this and how you manage your time in college. You do have autonomy over your day, and thus time management is really key to your success. So it's all about like how are you going to manage your time to ensure that you're healthy and productive. Next slide, please. Cool. All right, y'all. So I'm hoping that we can utilize the breakout room the breakout room function, and talk about these two questions. I know breakout room can feel really daunting to connect with people, but I am hoping that this will be like an opportunity for y'all to get comfortable with breakout rooms, as lectures will be using this function. And now more than ever, it's really important to like establish these connections with each other, because overall it can really improve your college experience. So, yes, so we'll break y'all up, and I'm hoping that y'all can share and connect with each other, and just have this as a moment to like understand that you're not the only one in this situation with the remote learning and just having to be at home. And one last thing, I know it can be really scary, but I encourage y'all to ask for each other's phone numbers and social media. I know that you're on your phone a lot anyway, so y'all could begin establishing these connections so that when you do get to campus, you already know some people. So it looks like everybody is back. Thank y'all so much for doing that. I hope that y'all were able to communicate with each other and hopefully have a little bit of a connection. Um, and so next, I'm hoping that in the group chat, if y'all are willing to just maybe put out one or two feelings to describe how you're feeling about your first year at UCSC. And again, I know it's remote learning, so it can feel like a big bummer. But despite all of that, yeah, if y'all are just willing to share, I'm very curious. Thank you. Yes, nervous and excited, nervous. Excited to save money, yes. Anxious and nervous. Mm-hmm. Intrigued. Open. That's good. Nervous but open. Very important. Nervous. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. I understand. Ready. Independency, mixed feelings. Mm-hmm. I was excited. I know. Make sure that we don't get to build that relationship with professors for research opportunities. No, y'all be able, you'll still be able to talk to professors and go to their office hours and establish those connections. So don't you worry about that. Happy to not have to commute. Yeah. All of that is valid. Thank y'all so much for sharing. It sounds like a lot of y'all are excited, but nervous, which totally makes sense. This is a new journey that y'all are about to begin, and it's hard when you don't really know what to expect, right? It's like you people tell you about what college is going to be like, but in all honesty, you don't really know until you just start walking that path. Mhm. But it's gonna be great, y'all. This is a new chapter in your life, and this is very exciting. Very exciting, let me tell you. All right, so moving on, how do you begin to build time management skills? Now, this is something that does not have oh, thank you, Maria. This is something that does not have a straightforward answer. Again, this is very personal to your own life, to your own schedule. So it's thinking a lot about what is going to work best for your particular situation. Time management is very personal and it takes a lot of work, a lot of trial and error and exploration. But here are just some ideas and how you can begin to improve your time management skills on your college journey. Cool. So, some vital components to time management for planning, organization, flexibility, compassion. Now, these four things will be essential to your health and your success. Planning and organization are really helpful in reducing stress. If you can plan ahead and you can kind of think about what you're going to be doing and kind of organize what that's going to look like. And along with that, as I had mentioned, it being a lot of trial and error. So it's really important that y'all have flexibility with yourself because at the end of the day, you are human and sometimes you might set goals for yourself or you might create a schedule. Um, and you might not always be able to reach those things. Like for whatever reason, it just does not always work out. Like I said, things are always changing and you're always changing. So just having that flexibility, and that goes along with compassion. I think that's very important to have compassion for yourselves, y'all, because as things get really stressful, things start to get more fast paced. Again, if you don't always like perform how you want to, or you didn't stick to your schedule, or you didn't reach that goal for that day, you might feel frustrated and annoyed, but it's always important to have compassion for yourself and understand that you are growing, you're making certain changes, and at the end of the day, you're doing the best you can with the capacity that you have. So that's why I also put that it's essential to your health and success because it does not help to beat yourself up for the times when you don't perform like you want to. All right. Next slide, please, Maria. Thank you. All right. It's helpful to organize your time into three levels: daily, weekly, and quarterly. You may favor one over another or utilize more than one of these or even all of them. Again, like these are things I'll keep repeating, but just remember that this is a process and it requires exploring different strategies. I know when I was in college, I utilized the daily and weekly. So I often created a list of things that I had to do in that week, and then I would break them into individual daily like goals and reminders. I did not use the quarterly one, and in retrospect, that is something that would have helped me. And that I'll kind of go over in a couple slides. All right. So, time management and getting to know yourself, along with all this exploration. I have like five ideas and tools that you can utilize and customize to yourself. Um, so, the first one is building a routine. And again, I just want to preface this with like these might be things that y'all are already aware of, but maybe you don't necessarily utilize. And so, it's just kind of putting them on your radar again so that you can be like intentional maybe about trying them. So, okay, building a routine. Building a routine really speaks to the planning and organization component of time management. It allows you to plan ahead rather than taking things as they come. So, I think building a routine is really important because it ensures that you're getting in the things that are necessary to your everyday life, right? So, it's like eating, maybe some exercise, and that doesn't have to necessarily be every day, but maybe like a weekly routine. Studying, study breaks. When are you going to do your self care? When are you going to do the things that feed your soul? Because that's also very important, like doing things that make you happy. So when you build a routine, it doesn't have to be like super strict, like I'm going to eat at this time, I'm going to do this at this time. But it could be, but you can start off with just putting an intention out there, like I'm going to eat 3 meals a day. I'm going to ensure that I take a study break. I'm going to ensure that I study. It's just things like that. So obviously, as you start to explore, you can kind of make a more solid routine. But again, it's just being intentional and making sure that you are doing these things that are vital to your health, right? Because it can be really easy, like when you're studying for hours on end, to forget to eat or something like that. So the next one, exploring different ways of keeping track of your activities. Y'all are already really great at this. Like as y'all are putting in the group chat, you guys use Google Calendar, y'all use planners, y'all even use some technology that I am not familiar with. So that's really awesome. I'm gonna go a little bit more into depth about number two and the different things you can utilize later on in the presentation. But yeah, just kind of thinking about, like, is it more helpful for me to write things down? Or is it more helpful for me to use technology like Google Calendar or like a hybrid? I think a lot of us probably use a hybrid. For me, I know I use Google Calendar like all the time. That's very important for me. It helps me set my reminders and just kind of keep track of everything I got going on. But along with that, as I had mentioned previously, I like to physically write a list of everything I have to do. That really helps me, like both of those. So number three, creating an environment that motivates and encourages your learning. Going back to the fact that we're going to be in remote learning, some people had talked about like liking to study like in a library, for example, or some people might enjoy a coffee shop. But unfortunately, those things are not as readily available to us as they once were. And so trying to like recreate these environments that we know we really thrive in, and like figuring out like how can I recreate this at my own house. That could be something like, if your house is a bit noisy, you have a certain room that you can go to and you can set it up however you like with the lights, like if you like a lighter lit a lit room or a more dim room, um, having certain aesthetics there. Maybe if you like the smell of coffee and it relaxes you, you make a cup of coffee and you have it there. Little things like that that can help you better focus and just motivate you. So number four, self-reflecting on what is working well and what is less productive. I think this is really important, y'all, as y'all begin college and you're really trying to just like get your feet on the ground and understand how the quarter system works and how lectures work and labs work. Um, and as you do that, I think it's really important that y'all like kind of self reflect, and that could be on the daily or realistically like on the weekly. Just kind of thinking about like what worked well today or what worked well this week that I tried, what did not work as well, so that you can begin to, I guess, customize your time management, right? Because if you don't self reflect, sometimes it can feel more frustrating. You're like, I tried this, it didn't work, and then you don't want to continue it. But if you do some self reflection, you could be like, well, that didn't work, but this did work. And it can just feel like you're making progress. And it feels really good. So number five, discovering ways to help with the transition to online learning. Now, I know that y'all already have a little bit, you have gotten a little taste of remote learning because y'all were still in school when all of this hit. But this, again, I think is going to be really important, especially because maybe y'all had a busier schedule prior to this, prior to the pandemic. And now, you have a little bit less of routine. Maybe you're at home more. And so it's starting to figure out how you manage your time while you're at home, while you're on remote learning. So I think that really speaks to like building a routine, creating an environment that motivates your learning. It's like doing little things. Y'all talked about like blocking, I think. Yeah, on the group chat, I imagine that might be like too with like your phone, but also with lectures, like to help you focus. So things like that that are gonna help you throughout the quarter when you're just figuring this all out and you're still at home. Yes. Cool. All right. So, in thinking about time management in general, now we're going to move on to the quarter system and just kind of give an overview. It's really fast paced, so good time management skills are really important and staying on top of things. And then we're going to go over some tangible ways for y'all to keep track of your schedule in this system. So, as I said, it's very fast paced, so the quarter system can be an adjustment. I know that most of y'all, I imagine, are coming from the semester system, which is about 15 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So, the quarter system is 10 weeks. And in the semester system, the first couple weeks, y'all are probably going over like some introductory material. 16 weeks? Thank you. Is yes. um, y'all might be going over some introductory material and kind of just getting like comfortable with the class, getting comfortable with the material. But with the quarter system, you can start to be getting tested already during week 3. So that can feel like quite a shock, especially if you've never been in the quarter system, because I mean, realistically, the first week flies by, right? Y'all are literally being introduced to your classes, your professors, to each other. And then the next week, y'all might start delving a bit deeper into material. And then before you know it, third week, you'll be getting tests like midterms, quizzes, things like that. So it's just important to remember that you're going to hit the ground running. And that's not to scare anybody or to like talk down on the quarter system. Like it's just kind of the facts and it is what it is. So being able to know this beforehand is very helpful. So yes, like I said, it's fast paced and it really requires you to be intentional about your time. And this time management is a vital component to your success. Um, I do see a question. I'm just going to finish this slide and then I'll look over at it. And then lastly, advocating for yourself is vital, especially now when y'all are not physically on campus. Um, Reaching out, asking for support, asking for guidance, that is so important, y'all. I can't stress it enough because it's really important in general, like when you're in college, but especially now when y'all have physical distance between you and the school and the services and resources that are usually really close to you. So I will be going over resources a little bit later. But yeah, I just really want to say that too. I know someone put in the group chat like losing that ability to have that connection with your professor and like find out research opportunities and such. Your professors are still going to have office hours. They're still going to be available in general, and all these resources are still going to be available to you. But it is all about you advocating for yourself. That's one thing about college is that no one is going to reach out to you. I mean, they'll tell you that these things are available, but you really have to go out there and advocate and just be like, hey, I need this, or I'm curious about this, or I want this, or I'm just confused, I'm lost, like help me. So yes, I really want to stress that y'all are intelligent, y'all are capable, and y'all are ready to advocate for yourselves. Next slide, please. Thank you. So cool. Some pros of the quarter system. I personally really love the quarter system. It's always worked really well for me. It really encourages you to be organized because, like I said, you're going to be hitting the ground running. So it's vital that you kind of have the important things kind of set out and ready, right? So, like, you reading your syllabus is very important. Knowing when your due dates are, knowing when your office hours are, things like that. Having those organized will be really helpful and make it a more smooth transition. And then lastly, if you don't enjoy a class, time will pass really quickly. I know that doesn't sound like the best pro ever, but realistically, sometimes you will get stuck in classes that they're not very uplifting. They don't feel empowering. They're just kind of a drag. That can happen when you're taking like general education requirements, GEs, which everybody has to take, and they're often out of your major. So sometimes you don't enjoy them, or even a class in your major. But regardless, time's gonna fly. So if you don't enjoy that class, you will be out of it in no time. All right, y'all. And one reminder, never forget to have compassion for yourself. I really want to stress this and just to remind y'all not to internalize the times when you don't perform as well as you would have liked. Maybe you made a mistake again, or you did not stick to your schedule. This is where flexibility really comes in. Be flexible with yourself. At the end of the day, we're human and we're doing the best we can. So yes, when things are getting crazy or you're transitioning and you're acclimating and sometimes just things feel difficult, just don't ever lose that compassion for yourself because you're amazing and growth is no easy task. Thank you, Maria. Oh, someone had a question too. I'm sorry, I forgot. Would you recommend us to be more aggressive with the quarter system? More aggressive. Aggressive? I don't think you need to be more aggressive. Again, I think that just planning and organizing is really essential. So, like, actually, this slide talks about tangible ways of keeping track of just everything you have to do. I think these are great ways to help you plan and organize. So, you always know what's coming. So, in that way, you're being aggressive because you're staying like on top, like just really being on top. Even when you feel like you're being extra and you're like, do I need to remember something that's happening in 8 weeks? Yes, because before you know it, it will be here. But let me not talk too much about that because I'm about to talk about it right now. All right, cool. So yes, these are four different tangible ways of keeping track of your schedule. And yes, so let's just begin. So the EOP time management grid, EOP stands for Educational Opportunities Program. Y'all might have already heard about it. It's something I think that y'all all might be EOP or some of you. It's one service, absolutely amazing, offers a lot of support. Especially for students trying to transition into the quarter system. So this time management grid is something that EOP offers, and we often introduce to everybody. Actually, oh, thank you, Gabby. She just share that with y'all. So this grid is really it's versatile in that you can have like a rather loose schedule or you can have something like very very specific. So as you can see, it's for the whole week and it has time slots so you can keep track of what you're going to be doing at each time. Now, if I'm being very honest, it can be a bit intense because like I said, you can make this way more specific. You can see in this one, they only have their classes written down, but you can get much more specific and you can have like when you're going to wake up, this person even scheduling their travel time. Now, I know that's not as relevant to y'all, but it is something to keep in mind for when y'all are physically on campus. Um, they put in all their meals, well, just lunch and dinner. I guess they don't eat breakfast. And there's actually a more a more strict one that I did not put in here, but it's like when you are gonna wake up, when you're gonna go to sleep, when you're gonna study, when you're gonna eat, when you're gonna travel, all of this. And in that sense, sometimes this grid can be a bit overwhelming. But to start off for y'all, I think that this would be a great tool to utilize to kind of just map out um, your schedule. And even if you don't stick to it, like it can help you be intentional. Like, this is when I want to do this, and this is when I want to do that. And this can really help you begin to build your college routine. Thank you, Maria. All right. And now this worksheet, also keep in mind, we will be sharing these worksheets with y'all so you'll have access to them. So this is a quarter calendar. This one I really encourage y'all to utilize with your syllabus. So look through all your syllabi and take note of important due dates, like for your assignments, for your quizzes, projects, office hours, like I was saying. Now, obviously, this isn't one that where you would keep track of like your sleep and your meals and your self care and stuff like that. But I think that this is an awesome tool to utilize as an overview of everything that will be coming, like your big things. Um, Oh, like I said, yeah, keeping track of like bigger dates rather than your meals and your sleep. And again, like I was talking about, like writing things down that might be like 6 weeks ahead, you might feel like it's useless to keep track of things like that. But y'all, I promise the quota system just flies. It really flies. And like I said, in retrospect, I wish I had utilized like something like this when I was in college, because I would really put those things in the back of my mind. Like, I have this project due, I have this paper due, it's fine. And before I knew it, they would be approaching. And if I had done a little bit more planning, I think that some of the big projects I had would have been less stressful. Like, honestly. Thank you, Maria. And next, so this is a prioritization worksheet. Um, it assists you in organizing the things that you need and want to get done. But you might often feel, well, not often, but you can have feelings of just like being overwhelmed when you have a list of things that you need to do and you're just like, oh, is there enough time? So this can be really useful in kind of gauging what is more important, what can kind of be pushed back a little bit. So it can help you kind of just think about, like, where do I start first? Because in general, prioritizing can be a difficult task. And thus, this worksheet can really help you in honing down on in organizing your stuff from urgent to least urgent. And along with that, this also takes practice. You might feel like sometimes everything needs to go in the green box or the first two boxes, and it doesn't help you clear your mind. But I think that this worksheet can really help you with that, with prioritizing, organizing, and again, clearing your mind. Cool. So y'all already use Google Calendar and y'all use other like technology, which is awesome. So I guess I put this, well, this slide is kind of like if you don't use it too often, but it is like a digital planner. So you put anything that you have going on in there. You can set reminders for yourself. Um, what I really like about it is how you can set, like, for example, if you have something that happens only every 2 weeks, you can customize that so that it won't be popping up on your weekly schedule. It'll only pop up on the weeks that you have it, and then you'll get a reminder then. I really love that because, like, yeah, it's just really helpful for me. You can set up your group study sessions, as y'all may know. Like, you can set up something, you can add people by their like emails and then send them a Google Calendar invite, and then you can see who's accepted, you can see who's going, who's not going. And also it'll put that event on their calendar as well. So even if you accept an event, it'll just automatically be put on your calendar, which is very easy. Um, you're able to keep your schedule updated. And obviously, we always have our phones next to us, right? Always on hand. So it's quick and easy access. You just pull up your phone and you have it right there. I know I'm biased because I put the iPhone, but I know that other phones can use it as well. And lastly, I think it's really awesome because you can color code. Obviously, not everyone's a visual, yeah, they don't like favor visuals. But it could be something that's very helpful just to kind of see everything right there, right in front of you. And also being able to color code, it helps to make things more obvious, but also it can just make things more aesthetic, which that in itself can just motivate you more to just look at something. So I think that's something that y'all should consider, is like, whatever you do utilize, like, maybe decorate it. Like, you can use it as self-care. Like, if you use a planner, decorate it. Put stickers, little drawings, little sayings, whatever speaks to you, can it might motivate you to like look at those things more often. Thank you, Maria. Cool. So some helpful tips for, and again, breaking it apart on a daily, weekly, and quarterly basis. Some things to keep in mind. On a daily basis, use your planner, your Google Calendar, your to-do list to just keep track of stuff you have for the day. Constantly look at these things. I know for me, I would always have a planner like all 4 years, and ooh, um, got it, Gabby. Thank you. I would use a planner. I mean, I would have a planner, but I would never use it. So not only having these things, but using them and looking at them, set goals that you would like to accomplish, review your notes and lectures. I know that's a drag. Like, I get that, especially if you just had like a long lecture. You don't want to just turn right back around and start reviewing everything. But seriously, just the fact that it's so fast and you're going to be learning a lot of content and material, it can be really useful to just review your notes as much as you can. Take study breaks, y'all. Like, even if you don't want to take a study break, even if you feel frustrated and you just want to get this task done, like, take a break. I promise it will make you feel way better. It's better for your mental health. It'll make you be more productive and you'll remember things better than if you're just cramming. And along with that, be flexible and be compassionate with yourself, y'all. Please be flexible, be compassionate. Thank you, Maria. And then for a weekly basis, this is kind of daily too. Always look on Canvas. That's going to be your platform. That's going to have all your due dates and everything. It's going to have your syllabus just so that you know you're on track. Again, reviewing notes as much as you can. I really encourage y'all to just kind of add that into your routine as much as it can be a drag. I promise you will get better grades if you do review your notes. Plan ahead. Always planning ahead. Y'all already talked about planning ahead. Y'all are great for that. But seriously, I think utilizing that quarterly grid will be helpful just so you can have it there, or utilizing a calendar, anything like that. Just plan ahead so that you have these big dates in mind. Always schedule in your office hours and events. Like, it's different to like intend to do something than to like schedule it in your routine. So like if you want to do something, like go to your office hours, you have an appointment for the career center, like make sure you put that in your schedule so that you know it's there and you don't forget about it. Because again, this is your future. You're planning ahead for all of this. So especially with remote learning, you really need to make sure that you're still utilizing these resources and reflect. Just reflect on how everything's going, y'all. I think that's really important. It can make you feel good about yourself, and it can also help you to just kind of understand what's not working so well. Yay. Are we on a quarterly basis? Yes. Meet with an advisor, y'all. Use your advisors. You should have you'll have a college advisor, a major advisor. If you have a minor, you'll have a minor advisor. EOP, they have their advisors. There's tons of advisors y'all can reach out to, and definitely do it on a quarterly basis. Meet with all of them, like at least once, especially your first quarter. Y'all should, or not even your first quarter, your first year, just so that you can kind of get used to meeting with advisors, because sometimes it can be a bit tricky to get the appointments and such. Just make sure that you're meeting with your advisors. They really can help you stay on track, and they can it just relieves stress, like that you know you're on track and you can have someone telling you like, no, you're doing fine. Again, reflect and be aware of time commitments. Some classes are going to be harder than others, and just kind of being aware of where a lot of your time is going to go, planning ahead for that can be really helpful. Okay, cool. So resources on campus, y'all. I'm sorry I'm running a little bit low on time, but okay, LSS, Learning Support Services. This is a big one along with EOP. They have different resources and services that y'all can use that can support you with your classes, like small group tutoring, modified supplemental instruction, which we call that MSI, and a community of learners, right? Other folks just like you who are in the same boat as you, who are also seeking help and guidance. Y'all should definitely use these. They don't offer the tutoring for all classes, but a lot of STEM, some soc, linguistics, things like that. They can be really useful because not only are they tutoring, but they allow you to connect with others. And then the Educational Opportunity Program, EOP, they're really awesome too, in that they offer a whole tons of services. I know that this is not super relevant, but you can get like free printing. They have textbook lending library, so you don't have to pay for your books and stuff. You can fill out this application, and you can get free books. They can help you if you need funding for something. If something happens to your laptop and you can't afford to get another one, y'all can try to figure out how to work with EOP to possibly get funding for a laptop. Like, I know these are random things, but I'm just trying to make the point that EOP offers a whole ton of support, monetary support, school educational support, and they can direct you to other resources on campus. And then the DRC, Disability Resource Center, this is another awesome one for y'all. when you might be going through some stuff, they can definitely direct you to like CAPS, which is like therapeutic services. They can also help you if you need like a note taker. Maybe you have trouble focusing and it's just really difficult for you to like listen and take notes. They can assist you with stuff like that. And they just have a whole other ton of services that y'all can utilize. And also, you can look all this stuff up at UCSC to get like a deeper insight into all of it. And then, of course, again, your advisors. Your advisors are very helpful. They're there. Their job is to help you, so utilize them. Cool. And then just really, really quickly, some important reminders. Just be patient with yourself. Embrace the mistakes. Always have compassion. Be flexible, y'all. These are things that I've just been saying over and over and over, and I hope that they can really just stick with you. And with all of that, just you come first, y'all. Take care of your health. This is all about you and your education. So do everything you can to make sure that you are always standing on your feet. You never want to fall on your knees. It can be really easy on the quarter system to kind of just things just get difficult, right? But just stay strong. Know that y'all earned your spot here, and you are capable. And then I had this. Oh, the next slide, please. Sorry, I thought I was controlling it. And then this was like a little activity, but do not worry about it. Just take away the fact that y'all are capable. Again, you earned your spot here. You're intelligent, and you are enough. Thanks so much.